will be showcasing the finest art of Matisse. The exhibition will include a wide range of his work on the African continent. Central to the display is a full suite of 20 prints in the artist's 1947 book. Curator Patrice Deparpe and Federico Freschi joins me in studio. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you very much for joining me.
Good morning.
I'm going to start with you, Federico, just because you're closest to me. There's really a nice buzz about this exhibition, unlike any of the other exhibitions we've been privileged to do interviews on. But people are really excited about Matisse being in South Africa.
Sure, well, I think it is. It's a great thing for Joburg audience, for South African audience. Henri Matisse is probably one of the best known of the French modern masters. In fact, after Picasso, is probably the best known modern artist, and certainly very important in the history of Western art. And still remains a very popular artist. Now, if you look, if you do a quick Google search, you'll see that this year alone there are like at least 4 major exhibitions devoted to Matisse around the world, in addition to the one that we've got here at the Standard Bank Gallery. So it's not an insignificant event to have Matisse here in Johannesburg, and sure, people have been very excited. So.
Patrice, Federico is talking about 4 major exhibitions around the world. Where does this one rate that's been co-curated between the two of you? Because you're also introducing South Africans to maybe those that are not familiar with the work, to the work.
Yes, absolutely, and it was very important to have a co-curator who come from South Africa, as we have for a few works who come from South Africa. We have part of collection who come from private owner in South Africa, and we build something together because, as I said, it's very easy to make a blockbuster exhibition. You just have money and you have the best and you look at. But what was very important for us is to build an exhibition that everybody can understand. A little child, old man, people who never know, never see Matisse, and that's more difficult. And I think we try.
Actually, I wanted to talk about that because when you're creating an exhibition that speaks, as you've mentioned, probably the second after Picasso, a famous artist in the world, and you want to appeal to everybody, there isn't really a formula. What was the discussion between the two of you to make it accessible to everybody? And for everybody, obviously, art is personal, but you want to create a holistic experience.
Sure.
What was that conversation like?
Well, we kind of had to start with what we had access to. So Patrice is the director of the Matisse Museum in the north of France, in a town called Le Cambrésis, where Matisse was born. And in the 1950s, before he died, Matisse gave a whole collection of his works to the town to establish a museum. So we started there by saying, well, what is in the museum that is possible to travel? Because obviously these works are very valuable, some of them are very fragile, they can't all travel. We kind of started there saying, all right, it's possible we would like a mix of paintings, of drawings, of sculptures. And I think we then decided, well, the artist's book Jazz would probably be the centerpiece of the exhibition because it's amongst the most well-known of Matisse's works. The images are very beautiful, the colors are amazing. It's really a compelling work. And then that started suggesting all kinds of possibilities. So the idea of rhythm and meaning comes from a quotation by Matisse where he says, it's not enough to put colors, no matter how beautiful, just next to each other. They also have to react on each other, because otherwise you have cacophony. And so color, like jazz, has to have rhythm and meaning. It's got to make sense. So we used that as a kind of starting point to explore various ideas around Matisse, the idea of freedom, which Patrice can elaborate on, but also the idea of the various kinds of rhythms that you see in his work. He was master of line and color, and that comes through very clearly. And then the various layers of meaning. And we kept it quite open-ended so that audiences can really make up their own minds.
Let's quickly talk about, Patrice, some of those meanings, one of them being freedom. We are also, from a South African perspective, heading to an election. Then there are so many issues around the world at the moment. We saw the attacks now in France, and all of a sudden Matisse's work and all of these things you're talking about is so incredibly relevant at the moment.
Absolutely, and some work in the exhibition come from this, from Musée Matisse, from this, so we was very involved by that. First of all, I want to say that it's not the exhibition of a French artist. It's an exhibition of an universal artist. It's a man who work with Africa, who work with the Chinese, with
and that's
Japan,
the other part, that he has a relationship with Africa.
And an artist is free, he has no border. And it was the topic of the exhibition to work on the freedom, because in South Africa, freedom is very important. The first sculpture we have in the exhibition, the name is The Slave. And we saw how Matisse has to fight to become free against the academic way of working, to fight to impose his paper cutout. He have to win for his freedom as an artist. Also, he make also the freedom of the line in his drawing. And jazz, what is jazz? Jazz is a tribute to the American soldier who bring us during the Second World War freedom and music. And I think that freedom, music like jazz, can make a very good link with France and South Africa. And it's very important in this so difficult time to say that this type of artist, perhaps Matisse is rather big than Picasso.
It's debatable.
In this difficult time, that the artist open-minded. And an exhibition, such an exhibition like we made, it's also a proof of intelligence, of freedom. We are lucky to can see an artist and to see a lot of artists. A lot of artists all over the world will be inspired by Matisse. So we are lucky here to have in Johannesburg few of the many important pieces of Matisse in this exhibition.
Gentlemen, we've run out of time. Our hearts and our thoughts are with the French at the moment as they go through a very difficult time. That's curator Patrice Deparpe and the co-curator Federico Freschi talking to us about the Matisse exhibition that's happening at the Standard Bank Gallery. For more details, you can log on to their website to find out just taking your family and friends and the details about the walkabouts and opening times. Go to www.standardbank.com/Matisse. Go and check it out. We're taking our break anyway.